UFC 271 is in the books. My predictions I made a video about for a few days ago. So I'm gonna go through it now and talk about the matches and also how I did with the predictions. So I only did the co-main and main event. Overall, I think the card was good. There were a few very good matches, both on the prelim and on the main card. But I'm gonna talk about the co-main event and main event. So, Tai Tuivasa versus Derek Lewis. My prediction was Derek Lewis knockout in the first or second round. Let's just say like this: it could have had happened if it was any other fighter than Tuivasa. They both were slinging hands in the first and the second round, and there were a few times I thought the match was over. Tuivasa took some big shots, which would probably have ended most fighters and probably put Elfeld to sleep too. So he took the shots, and in the second round he managed to get Lewis against the cage and ended the fight with a huge elbow, which put Lewis to sleep. I didn't see that, but I had some thoughts that it could happen. Tuivasa is great and is a good fighter and has heavy hands. I did think that Lewis would be the one who would carry more power, but apparently Tuivasa is a mean and durable fighter. So what surprised me though was that Lewis actually took the fight to the ground in the first round, and I think he tried for a few other takedowns too, and it seemed like he wanted to show some more skills than just striking. So that was good to see. But my predictions went kind of wrong here, even though, yeah, I would have had right if it was any other fighter than Tuivasa. What happens now, I don't know. Lewis will probably have to take a few more fights and climb and start to climb again. Tuivasa, I think one good matchup for him might be I don't know, Cyril Gunn maybe. Yeah, that would be a good stepping stone. Well, stepping stone. Gunn isn't a stepping stone, but it would be a good match for him, I think. Because I don't think he need one more fight before a title shot, I think. So the title fight between Israel, the Last Stylebender, Adesanya, and Robert the Reaper Whittaker. My prediction was Adesanya ending it KO in the first, and the fight with KO early in the fight, not first round, maybe second or third round. And I thought that Robert Whittaker would try to make it more of a wrestling match the last time. At least that was right. He tried to take the match to the ground and actually managed to take Adesanya to the ground too a few times. He didn't capitalize on it as much as I thought he would. Adesanya has, even though he got taken down, he has really good hips, so and strong legs, so he kind of just stood up. And Whittaker had a big problem to keep him on the ground even when he got the fight there. That I thought would be, yeah, I thought that Whittaker would be able to control the fight on the ground if it got there. The problem I thought would be if Whittaker could close the distance and get the takedown. So it played out a little bit different than I thought. But Adesanya won by decision after 5 rounds. And I think there have been some controversy about this. And I don't know. In my eyes, Adesanya won 4 or 3 out of the 5 rounds. I think that Whittaker might have taken 1 round, but overall, I do think it depends on how you count the takedowns. If you count the takedowns as points, I might be able to see how Whittaker could have taken the decision, but at the same time, you have to do something with the takedowns too, not just take the person down and they get up again and you can't do it. So I think if you would go by BJJ rules, a takedown will only score points if you can control the person for 3 seconds or more. So in that regard, I do think that the takedowns, he had a few good ones and a few that where Adesanya just stood up, and those wouldn't have been taken into account with points in my way of seeing it. Anyway, Adesanya seemed patient in the first round. He picked the shots and actually managed to put Whittaker on his butt in the end of the round. I don't know if it was more of a slip or if it was a good shot, but more, he was the one that, I think Whittaker was the one that led the fight for most part, or while Adesanya was the one that countered and put in his best shots, moving backward. But even though he was moving backward, he put on better shots and scored more points. I don't have the scorecard here, but I think Adesanya had more significant strikes than Whittaker during the whole match. Whittaker had problems in the beginning to close the distance because Adesanya used his reach very well, and he is also much faster than Whittaker is, and you can see that Whittaker tried to use the oblique kick to slow Adesanya down, but the distance was too great. So I think he managed to land the kick a few times, but overall it was Adesanya who landed with his leg kick instead. So the distance played a big factor in this fight. But I still think it was a good fight, and I think that Whittaker is in a position that if Adesanya wouldn't have been in UFC, Whittaker would have been the champion. So yeah, I feel kind of sorry for him. Still though, after being a bit more defensive in the first rounds, he seemed like he just needed to bring it from the third round and forward. And there are a few things with Adesanya which kind of reminds me of, well, I said it before, the good stuff, which reminds me of Anderson Silva. There are other things, well, worse stuff I think too, when he leans back to dodge or slip punches, it seems like someone could, if they are fast enough, they could clock him like Weidman did on Anderson when he leaned back. So, and I think Whittaker was kind of close a few times when he blitzed. But it takes a fast person and a fighter who are known for blitzing. I think that maybe a karate-based fighter like Wonderboy Thompson might have a good success with it. Machida might have a good success with it, but Whittaker also have a karate background, I think, and he did this kind of blitzing but wasn't fast enough. So yeah. Anyhow, the decision went to Adesanya, and it was unanimous decision from the judges. And even though I think Whittaker did a good fight, I think that Adesanya won it, and the decision was right. So, and the last fight as a bonus, Roxanne Modafferi made her last MMA fight against Casey O'Neill. I hope that she would be able to pull out the victory, but in my mind I thought that it might be too much for her. Casey O'Neill is a good fighter. What happened was they started to exchange in the first round, and while O'Neill got in the better strikes, I think, more so than Roxy. I do think that Roxy actually did pretty well in the first round. In the second round, O'Neill started to take over, and Roxy even tried a few takedowns. Didn't make much out of it. And in the third round, it was the same. So I think it was a good and entertaining fight, and Roxy fought her heart out. Both fighters fought their hearts out, and as a retirement fight, I think it was a worthy retirement fight for Roxy. She didn't back down. She stood her ground. She didn't get finished, and the fight went. It actually went to a split decision too. So it wasn't a. Well, I do think that O'Neill maybe. Well, if the fight would have gone to a unanimous decision to O'Neill, I wouldn't complain. But as for Roxy, a split decision and a fight which was kind of a war as a retirement fight, I think it was good. And now I just wish her good luck in whatever she is doing. I heard why she's going into retirement, or because she wants to take care of her health, and after 19 years of fighting and taking head damage or whatever, I think it's a good choice. So, and she's a pioneer when it comes to female MMA, so she really deserves it. So I wish her all good luck, and hopefully might see her in grappling tournaments and stuff like that, because I think she's a good grappler and she has more to give, I think. But MMA, she have done her part in UFC and for the MMA community, I think, and she should be proud of her career. Yeah, that's about that. And as always, ring the bell, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, anything. If you think the content is good, of course. And otherwise, hope you all have a great day, and we'll see when I make the next breakdown, probably next UFC. Or, yeah, I might do a technique breakdown, well, a BJJ technique breakdown later this week too, if I get the time. Time is yeah, I need to train myself too, so time is kind of a thing that I don't have that much of. But yeah, anyhow, have a great day, and see you later. Bye.